Welcome to Module 6 of the National Guard Youth Challenge Mentor e-learning series. This module is a topical introduction to the qualities and needs of at-risk youth. As you can imagine, this is a big topic. The video is meant to help you start thinking about this dimension as it relates to your own mentoring relationship. We offer an intimate portrait from parents, cadets, and mentors about where they were at before challenge. What factors and influences led the cadet towards challenge? As you listen to each person, think about your own mentoring relationship. Where is your cadet? What are his or her needs? What are the challenges that he or she faces?
Young people who are candidates for the challenge program are all high school dropouts. And they're not just high school dropouts. No one just has one risk factor. They have multiple things going on in their life. Any number of things could be falling apart in their life. So they're coming to the program with a failure identity, not a success story. They feel like a failure. Everybody views them like they're a failure. And they're coming into the program, many of them looking at this as their last opportunity, their last the last time they're going to even believe in themselves to try and do something and be successful. That's what they come in as. They come out of the program very confident, successful. They've graduated from a difficult program. Many of them got their GED. And they have practical, realistic plans and the self-discipline to implement those plans.
This program was very unexpected. And a year ago, I was wishing for some options. And I would think, I need help. He needs help. I've gotten him this far, but I cannot turn him into a man. And it was very frustrating. He had a tremendous amount of sensitivity towards me and his sister, and wanting to try to help with so many things, but maybe a little overwhelmed in trying to fulfill the role he wasn't meant to play. And so he was trying. I believe he was stuck in between, trying to be the man of the house, and yet the young man that he was supposed to be learning so that he could become that man eventually. I think one of the hardest things was his attitude, and where I looked at it like he constantly had an attitude, it really was him coming to the challenge program and going through the mentoring class that I began to see the different elements that go into making up that attitude. It's not just the attitude, but it's the lack of having interests other than the normal interests that teenage boys have, video games, TV, and that's pretty much it. He loved sports, but he would give up on them so quick, and he's got so many talents, and he would start so many different hobbies, and he would excel in them and just give up. He writes, and he plays basketball, and he plays football, and he does so many things, and he'll just give up on them. And I watched that cycle from a young age. Watching him do that and give up I began to see that he needed to accomplish something. As the last year was progressing, it did get worse. We got to where we literally couldn't communicate, and I'm older, I'm the mom, and I found myself unable to communicate with my son.
He was a typical teenager. I would say lost and trying to find his way, in today's society in the world. He was definitely headed down the wrong road. And it wasn't so much of how he think, but I think it was more so what he was feeling. Possibly feeling rejection and loss. So before the program, he was, my personal opinion, like a lost soul, so to speak, just floating. waiting for someone to capture and hold on to them.
I can say my attitude because it was very, very bad. I didn't care too much on what my mother told me or my stepdad. I just kind of wanted to do it on my own and found that out to be the wrong thing to do. I didn't want to participate in school. I didn't care about my grades, honestly. My mom would put me on punishment, but that didn't mean nothing because she doesn't keep us on punishment for a long time. So I knew that when my stepdad first told me about the program, I was reading over it and I knew that I needed a change in my life. So I decided to give it a chance. I was hesitating. I told her like 3 weeks later because I wasn't sure. I didn't really want to do it. And when I actually told her, she didn't believe that I would be able to do it. Or she didn't believe that I would go because I'd never been away from my mom for so long. And coming here has just been, changed me a lot.
I believe that she wanted to do it, but it just wasn't going her way. And I think her age played a factor in it, that she was going on 18 and she wasn't where she should be at the time in school. So I think that played a role in it also. And because of her age, I think she felt like she was falling behind. But we was there to let her know that she still can do it because your age really doesn't make a difference. As long as you're there and you do your work, you can still graduate. But it wasn't going her way, so her parents felt that, and she felt that this program would be for her.
I feel like I'm positive that if I could see myself back then, I see myself in jail or prison, just like my brothers. But now since I came to the program, I feel like stronger, smarter, and more athletic.